Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. I've got a good one for you today because the banks are on high alert right now. Wow. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsored chapter, and I'll talk about them in a bit. But with the Iran situation that's happening right now, banks right now are concerned that data centers and facilities could be taken down to where our banking could go offline here in the States. Now you can sit there and say, oh, that's crazy, Dan. That's not going to happen. Well, in the UAE, there was a data center that was hit that belonged to Amazon, and everything was lost. Everything was shut down. There were no shipments. There were nothing during that time. And it got the banks to thinking that if these guys get crazy and they come over here, what could get hit? Now, this isn't to scare you. It's not, oh gosh, they're going to start coming over here. It's not at all, but you have to be prepared. You have to have money out of the bank right now. You've got to have money to pay your bills, money to eat, things like that, if something like this would go down. We've gotten these warnings before. We've had these warnings for years. I've talked about it for years on this channel. And this is just another reminder that you need to prepare yourself. I cannot believe we're talking about war. The possibility of war is insane right now. I think it's lunacy right now to talk about this. You know, I have a young son and his friends, and the last thing I'd want to see them is to be involved in something like this or have this thing escalate to where it would come here or any place else in the planet Earth. And the problem with it is it seems like it just keeps going bigger and bigger and bigger, but don't worry, it's going to end soon. And I hope to God it does. I hope to God it does. But please understand your banking situation. And if they took out certain power supports, certain power supply areas and regional facilities that run power, like on the East Coast, we talked about this a year ago about how the extreme heat back east was going to affect 13 states. Well, if you took out power stations like that, you'd have no banking during that time. So this is a concern for the banks, and they're backing up data. They're doing things offline. And once again, I have the loons that write me and say, oh my gosh, I just hope that they would take out the credit card companies because we wouldn't have to pay the money. You're kidding yourself. You're wasting energy on hitting those keys in a keypad to write to someone like me, because that will never, ever happen. Ever. You know, this whole thing right now, you know, I just I just want to see a world with peace. We were sold a bill of goods that we wouldn't have anything like this, and I hate that we have to deal with this. Betters, there's an app called Kalshi, 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 and you can bet on life. You can bet on different things that happen. Oh, will this team sign this guy? Will this happen? Well, there was a bunch of bets on the supreme leader being taken out, and they owed about $500,000 on this. No, we're not going to pay. Refuse to make the payment on that. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get the number wrong? They were supposed to be out $54 million in this, and they refused to make the payments on this. So all these really high, these convoluted bets, go to Vegas, guys. I have a problem with the Indian casinos as it is, because I've heard such horror stories of how they're unregulated. There's the gambling commission and gaming commission that makes it so that if you place a bet, it's legal. People do things that are questionable. All these FanDuels and online bets where you can bet crazy sports and crazy things online are nuts, guys. You don't need to be doing this right now. You really don't. And then there's $54 million that's not paid out. I saw the number wrong at first. You know, it's too much. There's a lot more to cover. Let's talk about our sponsor, Chapter. I want to talk to you about something that hits your wallet but doesn't really hit the headlines, and that's Medicare coverage. There is a company out there called Chapter that can help you with this. You know, everybody that's on Medicare thinks, oh, my coverage is fine, don't need to change it. But you really do. You need to look at this. Doctors move, plans change, prescriptions plans change. What Chapter does is Chapter compares your program to all the other programs across the country. It's absolutely free to find out. And chapter usually saves people up to $1,100 by getting this information. Once again, Medicare is very confusing. You may not even be on Medicare yet, but if you turn 65 this year or you're already on Medicare, check this out today. Check out Chapter and see how they can save you some money. It's absolutely free. They do an analysis of your existing plan, and then if they think they can help you, it can take about 20 minutes and save you up to $1,100. It's absolutely free to find out, but check out Chapter today. Enjoyed that. Comcast and Spectrum in 2025 lost over 1 million subscribers. They lost 1 million subs. Think about that. People that left the service. You know, I have one of those services for my internet, and I only have it because it's the only thing available in my area. And I'm probably going to get Starlink and things like that, but I have to have it. Got DirecTV for the TV provider, and one of the other ones for my service. But they lost a million subscribers minus. Oh, we added 25,000. Nothing. Speaking of adding jobs, ADP is trying to tell us that we added jobs last month in February and we're on the upswing. I think this is the most unreliable thing ever. The fact that this makes news month after month, and I have a company that's got ADP for their payroll, and it's crazy. Okay, I would never, ever, 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 ever rely on this. I just think it's a joke. They always change it, and we're supposed to sit there and talk about these gains. And we added 63,000 jobs, and it was only 11,000 in February and in January, but then they etch it up, etch it up, etch it up. It's nuts right now. How long do you lived in your house? The average person right now, when they buy a home, lives there 12 years. This is the highest number since 2020. People in Los Angeles have lived there 30 years. That's crazy. 30 years in the same home. Usually that's your mom, your dad, a lot of, people that stay wherever, parents buy, they stay there, they stay in the same communities. We see a lot of that in Los Angeles. Data centers are the number one construction area right now. People are doing well when it comes to construction for data centers. ADP of the jobs that we're added, we're talking about healthcare, and you're talking about construction for data centers, and you're talking about healthcare. So healthcare, data centers, and the construction. A few more things to finish this video. And the first thing is this. We're going to start to see more stores, businesses, companies, conglomerates that are going to have their own news agencies. And the first one that's starting to do this right now is Target. Target had a rough 2025, and Michael Fidelki, their CEO, steps forward, and they issued basically on the Target.com site a news site now. So you can get Target news, which I don't know if people are going to go use that, but they're trying to tell us, hey, we're going to turn this place around. We don't want to be the everything store anymore. We want to be something different. And they're going to bet $1 billion in the change, $1 billion on Target. They're going to have more beauty supply. They're going to have individual experiences. I don't know what that means. How about a beauty shop? How about, a salon inside of a Target? Would you go there to get your hair done, get your nails done? I could see makeup. I don't know about the other stuff. But once again, big losses, big problems, and they're going to change it. Amazon is purchasing a 120-acre site in Virginia. And good old, broker Aaron sent me this one, where Amazon is going to get as much, square footage that they can and build data centers around the United States. And I had no idea. Did you know Virginia was the #1 data center builder in the, I thought it would be in the West Coast or some far off land in Montana or New Mexico or something like that. But that's the #1 area right now for data centers. Good for you. Good luck. Congratulations. The next one is, there was a recall for water bottles, and 650,000 water bottles that recalled because the packaging was done in an unsanitary way. Oh God, that is disgusting. I can't even imagine. But Valley Springs Artisan Gold Water is recalling its product, 651,148 bottles, because God knows, maybe the guy didn't wipe up after he was done, if you know what I mean. And he put your, bottled water together. So drink up. It's just disgusting, guys. It really, really is. So, final thing, check your email, because an email just went out. And one thing we talk about this time of the year a lot is taxes. I have a lot of people, for some reason, there's a tremendous amount of people that are doing their taxes early this year. Out of the bright light. And one thing that the IRS wants you to know is the earned income tax credit. If you did not make a lot of money, 20% of the people that file their returns don't ask for the earned income tax credit. So they're missing a big deduction. I always tell people, go and look at different deductions for your industry. It's funny, I had different friends that do everything from consulting, starting a business, and then go ask AI. Go ask AI, what are the 20 most missed deductions for a photographer? Oh, it's this, and this. Okay, and go down the list if you've got it on your list. And then, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. All my camera bags, my straps, all that stuff. The idea with this, guys, is to get the maximum amount of deductions, pay your fair share. But, the problem with it is that people go and file and then, oh my gosh, I had to pay so much, and don't realize that there's deductions that they're clearly missing. So, you want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. Make good choices, reach out anytime, and I'll see you very soon.